Hi and welcome to Play Hooky with me. My name is Roz, and in today's video I'm going to share how to make this easy blanket stitch called the mini bean stitch. This is a slight variation to the classic bean stitch, and I'll be sure to share both versions in the tutorial. Now this is a reversible pattern, meaning it looks the same on both sides and is a one row repeat. So if you're new to crochet or looking for a pretty stitch that works up quickly, I think this is the one for you. I've added timestamps along the progress line so you can skip to your point of interest. And if you have any questions about the yarn used in the video, I'll leave all of that info in the description box below. To work this pattern, we're going to be working with multiples of 2, and then when you've reached your number, you'll add one more to be your turning chain. So for example, I'm going to do a chain of 20 plus 1 for my turning chain equaling 21. Add a slip knot onto your hook. And now work your chains. I'm going to do 20 plus 1 for my turning chain. To work the mini bean stitch, we're going to be working into every other chain. To begin that, we'll be working into the third chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. To make the mini bean stitch, we're going to go into the chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, going into the same stitch or chain, yarn over and pull through again, giving you 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Chain 1 to secure it, and you've made your first mini bean stitch. Skip the next chain, working into the one right after. Repeat the same process, go into the chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, working into the same chain, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 1 to secure, and you're complete. Now if you wanted to do the classic bean stitch pattern, you would do exactly the same thing, except you would do 1 extra yarn over, which would give you 6 loops on your hook. So skipping over as normal, you'll go into the next stitch, work in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, going into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. Right here would be your mini bean stitch. Yarn over one more time, working into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll see 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, and then secure with a chain, just like with the mini bean. So you're just making a bigger stitch, so it's completely up to you which one you want to choose. I'm going to stick with the mini bean stitch. I find it's faster and not as fiddly. So you're just going to continue this all the way across, and I'll see you at the other side. When you come to the end, you want to see 2 chains remaining, then you know you're on the right track. We're going to be skipping over as normal, working into that very last chain. Okay, after you've made your bean, create a chain to secure just as normal. Now we're going to chain 1 more for the turning chain. So you're going to see 2 chains as you turn. To work row 2, it's really easy. You're just going to be creating your next row of bean stitches into the side of the previous mini bean that you made. Usually it's very easy to see where you need to place your stitch, but if you ever have any doubts, just pull it towards you and look for these 2 stitches here. These are the stitches that are on top of your mini bean stitch. This is your turning chain over here, just ignore that. You want to work under that second stitch. Four loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, create a chain to secure. And now you're just going to continue this all the way across, looking for that little space next to the mini bean that you made. So So I want to work right into here, and I can confirm that by twisting this around. 1, 2, there we go. Chain 1 to secure, and continue on. We've reached the end and we have one more stitch to make, and I'm going to be making it right in the same spot like we've been doing, but sometimes this can be a bit tricky to find, so I like to just look at the top, count 1, 2, and then I know where to go. And it's right there. Yarn over, pull through all 4, secure with a chain, and row 2 is completed. Chain 1 more for your turning chain and continue on. And that's all there is to it. If you're working with the same color, you're just going to continue doing this row after row until you've reached the size of the project that you want to make. If you want to add a new color, it's really easy to do. You can just fasten on and off in a typical way, just knotting it on the side and continuing on. But I wanted to show you this technique as well. What I like to do working the final stitch is just work those 4 loops. And instead of finishing off, I'm going to bring in the new color. Okay, just loop it around the tip of your hook there and pull the yarn through. Do your chain 1 to secure. And that's all there is to it. You've finished off that stitch and now you're ready to work your next row. Chain 1 more and turn. You may also like to just weave in this tail as you go. You could just pull it to the back and include it as you're working. But I don't particularly like that with this stitch because you can see the string as you're working. So I prefer just to tie these together and weave them in later. To work a border for this pattern, I would recommend that you just do an edging of single crochets all the way around. You can finish your blanket with that. That would look really nice. Or you can use the single crochet edging as a foundation to work a more elaborate border. So I would recommend about 3 to 5 single crochets in the corners. If 3 is making it curl up too much, then work it up to 5. And then just match the count of your stitches on the sides that you started with. For example, I started with 20. Usually what I like to do is incorporate that 20 with the corners. So I'll borrow the 1 from the 3 on both sides, which means I would only be doing 18 in between. And then to work this side, I would just be adding a single crochet per row, just finding a really nice spot that it fits quite easily and evenly. And then again, I would be borrowing from the corners for one of those single crochets on each side. For more tips on how to work a foundation border, check out this video at the 4:30 mark.